Hello friends, we'll be discussing the concept of perfect competition now. Now, what do you mean by perfect competition? It's a competition where buyers and sellers are equivalent enough. That means buyers have complete knowledge about the product they are buying, including the price, and sellers know that the buyers are completely aware about the price and the product features as well. Plus, in addition to this, you have a lot many buyers and lot many sellers of the same product. That's a perfect competition. I've given you a brief idea about it. Let's go on to the theory part of this. Now, when we are talking about perfect competition, in economic theory, it has a meaning diametrically opposite to everyday use of term. In practice, businessmen use the word competition as synonymous to rivalry. In business, or rather in business economics, we see that competition is a word which is synonymous to rivalry or having a rival here. If I say that you are my competition, that means I say that you are my rival in terms of business, in terms of organizations, in terms of firms which compete with each other to have a cutting edge technology, to have a cutting edge hold over the market. Now, in theory, perfect competition implies no rivalry. In regular business, you understand there is rivalry. However, in perfect competition, there is no rivalry at all. This is one point. No rivalry in perfect competition. So, it's completely rival free. So, among firms, there is no rivalry. Perfect competition, therefore, can be defined as a market structure characterized by complete absence of rivalry, because you know that there is another seller who is selling the same product at same price. Hence, it is kind of very similar. Just take an example of that small pen that we used to have, that 2 rupees pen. So that pen used to cost for 2 rupees. You take it from any seller in the market, he will give you at the same price. That is known as perfect competition, where there is no rivalry. The next seller cannot say, okay, I'll give it for 1 rupee, I'll give it for 3 rupees, I'll give it for 5 rupees. He cannot say that. He will give it for 2 rupees itself. He can probably give it for 1 rupees to increase the number of sales, but again, it comes off as a bad profit for him, because there is no margin on these sales first of all. Hence, he won't reduce the price. 2 rupees is a very cheap price to provide, or rather to give out for any product. Hence, the price will remain the same here. Now, that is to say, perfect competition is a market structure where there is perfect degree of competition and single price prevails. Hence, I said single price prevails. There is no other price that will come into the picture here at any given point of time. According to Professor Benham, they have mentioned that a market is said to be perfect when all the potential sellers and buyers are promptly aware of the price at which transaction takes place and all offers made by other sellers and buyers, and when any buyer can purchase from any seller and vice versa. It's a very long definition, I know, but I'll make it very simple and short for you. A market is said to be, according to Mr. Professor Benham, he says that a market is said to be perfect competition when potential sellers and buyers are aware about the price and the transaction that happens in the market related to that price. People are aware about the product, people are aware about the features. Both buyers and sellers are aware about the features, and there are numerous sellers. There is not just one seller, there are numerous sellers, numerous buyers, and this situation is known as a perfect competition. Now, in words of Professor Marshall, the more nearly perfect a market is, the stronger is the tendency for the same price to be paid for the same thing at the same time in all parts of the market. He says that in any market, if you have to look into, if all the areas of the market cover just one single price, 2 rupees, 2 rupees, 2 rupees, 2 rupees for the same product, okay, for the same product, it is going out at the same price, that situation, or rather that market, is known as perfect competition market. Now, perfect competition market is a hypothetical market. First of all, in real situations, or rather in real life, such kind of situations don't arise unless and until there are certain exceptional products, like the example that I gave you for 2 rupees pen. Apart from that, you figure out there is no such situation in that. Hence, it is a hypothetical market. structure wherein every seller takes the market price as the price of his own product. Firms are incapable of influencing the market price either by acting singly or in a group. So, when you're talking about the features, or rather, when you're talking about market conditions, perfect marketation, you need to understand that every seller takes the market price as the price of the specific product itself. Whatever market price is prevailing, that will be the price of the product. No matter if you produce that price at a higher cost itself or not, whatever price is prevailing in the market, that will be the price of that specific product itself. Hence, they are the price taker, market is the price maker here. And this is how the perfect competition works, because that same price is prevailing, and in overall the market, that is the same price prevailing, and there are a number of sellers who are looking into this. So if you don't want, or rather if you raise your price here, you will have less customers, other people will have more customers here. So that's the basic logic behind it. So this is the definition of perfect competition here. This is that you have to learn when it comes to perfect competition in real picture. So that's it for the video. Thank you.